Hey everyone, I'm going to show you guys a tutorial, an educational tutorial on how to utilize a VPN on a separate computer and using that separate computer as a router for a VPN to tag it into a VLAN so that you have essentially a dual uplink for internet. So you'll have your ISP internet and then you will be able to have a separate VPN internet, which is more secure. I am utilizing Ubiquiti Unifi network. It should be able to work with, I believe, a layer 2 switch as well, other than Unifi. But for my purposes, I'm using Unifi. I'm going to give you this tutorial with that. First off, you would need to get a Nook computer or a little mini computer like this. This is the one that I particularly have. It's about $189, or under 200 bucks. But the main thing is it has a dual gigabit Ethernet NIC. So we're gonna wind up bridging the main program. I'm just trying to find the photo with the two NICs. There you go. You got two right there. You need one that has two. I mean, you can use an older computer and then add a PCI Express that has another NIC in it. But for this purposes, this is what I'm using. If you want to use this too, that works as well. Anywho, so we're going to go ahead and switch over to the Unifi network here. But first off, you're also going to need a VPN, of course. So I suggest either Express, PIA, or NordVPN. Whichever one you want to use, it's up to you. And no, I'm not sponsored by any of them or any one in general at the moment. Anyhow, what you also need is Connectify. I will show you that here in a little bit as well, after we do the port selection and port isolation for VLAN. First, you want to go to settings. This is on the new UI right now. You want to go ahead and go to networks, and you want to go ahead and create a network. I'm already created mine, the LAN 10. LAN 10 storage is in a storage room for me, and LAN ID is 10 for me. So I have that LAN ID associated with the port number on my switch. So I have a 48 port switch, but it's number 10 for me. So you can utilize whatever VLAN ID you would prefer. That part doesn't matter. But this part, the router, you want this to be a third-party gateway. And it's just a VLAN tag. Next, you want to go ahead and go to Wi-Fi, because this is going to make a SSID for your Wi-Fi. So create the Wi-Fi. I already created one here. I got my name, JPN. And then you want to change the network to that network that you created, the VLAN. So the VLAN 10 for me. Next, you will have profiles. It should have already created a profile for you. So it'll be right here because the profile is going to be used within the switch itself. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to the switch. So go to devices, and then I'm going to go to the switch here, go to ports and manage. And then here I click on 10 and change the name to VLAN 10. It's going to be port 10, VLAN 10 for me. Profile is going to be the VLAN 10 storage. And therefore, that's going to be isolated for that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and change over to the legacy UI. I'm going to go to System. Going to go to Advanced and Interface. We're going to go to Legacy. Deactivate. Go to Settings. And the network is pretty much the same way. The only difference is the name of this, when you create it, I'm going to go ahead and edit it. It's going to call VLAN only instead of third-party router. So this one is VLAN only. Wireless network, same thing. Create one. Network is going to be VLAN 10 storage. Save that. Go to devices. Your port, we're going to go here and hit config. Ports. And then go to your VLAN 10 and edit. And then you want to switch profile to that VLAN. And therefore that one is saved. Okay. Now let's go ahead and move on over. I'm going to minimize this. We're going to move on over to the other computer, the little nook, this nook right here. So I'm going to access it via TeamViewer. So I have this up. I already have the VPN on. I have the software. So what you're going to want to do is you want to download and purchase this software. It's $30 for this software, but it's the most simple and effective way to share or bridge the network over through the tunnel VPN. So I don't know if that's the correct term, tunnel VPN, but anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. So Connectify.me. Download that, purchase that, and it'll bridge that over. So on this side, I'm going to go ahead and go to Control Panel. And then I'm going to go to Network and Sharing, and then change adapter settings. So before you do the bridging process, plug in only one Ethernet. I labeled it so that you plug in the Ethernet that is going to be in the switch that's going to be the primary internet. So this is my main internet. This is not the VPN part. Just plug in one, rename it to main or whatever you'd want, or WAN for WAN. So that's going to be your actual network from your ISP, or name it ISP, whatever you want it, just so you know the differences. Then you'll get internet there. Now, after you figured that out, go ahead and plug in the other one and plug it directly into that VLAN port that you assigned to. And then it's going to be unidentified network, which is fine. Once you do that, then you'll have that set up, change it to secondary network, and you're good to go. From here, you want to go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and stop the hotspot actually. It says for hotspot, but we're going to do wired, right? Go ahead and stop the VPN, just so you see you got the Wi-Fi hotspot and you got your wired router. So on here, you can keep the VPN on if you want. If not, doesn't really matter. You want to choose your VPN, if it's Nord, Express, or PIA. So I got the PIA here. Blue means it's got internet already coming in, right? So that's my main internet. So I'm going to go ahead and hit here. And then I want it routed, and I want it not the blue one, but I wanted the secondary one, this one right here. So you click on that one. So it's all grayed out. You can have the ad blocker on if you want. I personally don't care for it. I allow internet access, allow local area network in case you want to like cast and stuff like Chromecast and so forth. That's up to you. You can disallow that where they don't communicate and can't connect. That's fine. So go ahead, and you need to start your VPN first. Go ahead and do that. And then here under wired route, then you start hotspot. And it's going to load. I'm going to go ahead and connect my phone to this hotspot. And then in the Connectify portion, it will tell me that I connected to it. So I'm going to connect to the JPN, the one that I assigned for the VLAN. And then it's already popped up, but I already have a few other devices connected to it already. So they will pop up as well because I got them plugged into the VLAN for Ethernet. And that is pretty much it. That is all you really have to do. It's fairly simple. So yeah, I've just connected with my phone. It notified that. And that's it. That concludes the tutorial. I hope that helps.